Okay, so for the online people, hope your voice is clear for you. Can you please confirm your chat once? Is it coming? Huh? To build a container. Automate the. I already given definition, right? What's the definition I have given? What it is to create the Docker image or Docker container? Docker? Someone saying container, it's not container, image. Okay. So remember, Docker file main purpose is to create the Docker images. Okay. So now today I'm going to tell you about Docker volumes. Fresh concept. Make the heading volumes. Docker volume. What's the name of the topic today? Docker volume. Before Docker volume, I'll ask about Docker file components. What is the purpose of using run command? I mean, like run component. Purpose of using run component to execute the commands. And can you tell me the difference between run and command? CMD. Run is going to execute during run image or container for run. Run is for image creation. CMD will run for container creation. What is the difference between copy and add? Copy will copy the local files to container, but if you want to copy internet files, add. What is the component of call from component? Base image. What is the meaning of base image? Registry. What is the meaning of base image? Base image means what? Huh? Details of base image. What is the meaning of base image? OS is store. Base image means if you want to create one container, that container need to run, right? If the container need to run, it must need to have some operating system or at least some software. Without software, our server will run. Without operating system, our server will run. No, that's it. Okay, remember this point. So I'm installing Docker. I'll ask one hypothetical question. Just try to answer this one. I'm installing Docker. I try to get the Ubuntu image. Which image? Tell me the command. Huh? Docker pull Ubuntu. Docker pull. Now what will come, sir? Ubuntu will come. Correct or not? Sure. Pretty much confident. Just read the error. Just to go for the concept. Conceptual wise, I'm telling. In the day one I said, we are going to get the images from where, sir? Where we are getting the images from? Docker registry. First of all, Docker client will check on its local. Now currently I have what's the Docker client? What I have? If I give Docker version, I have only client. In client, do I have Docker images, sir? No. In client, I don't have Docker images. When client doesn't have Docker images, it need to ask to whom? Docker engine. Is the Docker engine running now? Give the command system ctl status docker. Is your Docker engine running, sir? Docker engine is inactive. Where it is? That means if Docker engine is inactive, how come the Docker engine communicate with Docker client? No, right? For that purpose, we need to start it. What we need to do? Start or restart, anything you can give. I am giving it a start. So now your Docker engine will come, sir. Your Docker engine is running or not, sir, here? Just to give Q for quit, okay? Now just to give the images. So now you have Docker client as well as you have Docker engine. In Docker client, I don't have any file, I mean like any image. So client is going to ask to Docker daemon. Daemon is running or not? Daemon means our engine. So is engine having any kind of images here? For that purpose, who it will ask, sir? Docker register. Now give the pull command. Docker pull. It will come now. What you learned theoretically, you have implemented now practically. Now are you getting the clarity, sir? First of all, client we install. I checked the image. I don't have any image. Later you install what? Engine. Engine also you have installed. Do you have any images? Now if engine doesn't have any image, who it will ask, sir? Registry. Now from registry, am I getting the image or not? Okay. So now today's concept is about volumes. What is the concept today? What is the meaning of Docker volume? First of all, before going to Docker volume, what is the meaning of volume on your point of view? Quantity. Okay. Then still storage, someone saying what it is? Docker volume is, for example, see, container is nothing but server. Your server have EBS volume or not, sir? That means container must need to have one volume or not. So in order to store the content inside the container, we need to create the volumes. What we need to create? What is the main purpose of using Docker volumes? To create the storage inside the container. Okay. So that's what we are going to learn today. So how we make the heading Docker volume? Don't write the notes. Okay. Just listen here. Why? Because you all have this document. Where it is? Yeah, here it is. Volume. When you create a container, volume will be created. You know what is the purpose of creating container? What is the purpose of creating container? To run our applications. So when we create container, inside the container we are going to run our applications. What we are going to run, sir? So now what exactly will happen is, now here volume will be created inside container. What is the purpose of using volume here? To store the data. To store what? Inside the container. Where it is going to store? Volume is simply nothing but a folder. Remember, volume is not a separate thing. Volume is nothing but a directory. What is the meaning of directory? Simple folder. First, we have to declare the directory volume and then we can share the volume. For example, let's assume here, I have one container. In this single container, I have one volume. What I have? Volume name is viewer, for example. I have another container called container 2. This volume 1, I can share from container 1 to container 2. Is the concept clear? How many containers do you have, sir? Container 1 and container 2. So in container 1, what I have? Volume 1. This volume 1 I can share to container 2. I can share to where? So now my question is, if I share the volume 1 from container 1 to container 2, now all the files inside the volume will come or not, sir? That's the point. So now here what you have? Volume 1, here you have. What you have? After sharing, if I upload one file, on volume 1, this file will be replicated to volume 2 as well. Container 2 as well. Understand the concept here? Here containers are different. What is different? But what is the common point here? Same volume. If I upload one file on volume 1, automatically this file is also going to reflect on volume 1, which is running inside container 2. Got the point? Two containers, but what's the common point here? Volume. If you upload file on volume, it is going to replicate to two containers. Why? Because inside two containers you have the same volume. That's it. And one more thing, you can share single volume to multiple containers. For example, I have one more container like this. I want to share volume 1, I can share. But remember, at a single time, you can only share to single container. I have one volume, I can share to 10 containers. How many containers? But at a single time, I can be only able to share for one container. I cannot share my volume to 10 containers at the same time. Point clear? That's it. Even if we stop or delete the container, for example, inside the container my volume is there. If I remove the container, volume will not go. If I remove the container, volume will not go. Volume will reside there only. This is what you call as your decoupling. What is the meaning of decoupling? Decoupling. What is the meaning of coupling? At least tell that one. Child. Coupling means what here? Attaching, right? Then decoupling means what? Detaching. That's it. Okay. So here, even if I stop or delete the volume, we can still access the volume. That means here container is loosely coupled with the volume. That means container and volume are not going to attach. Okay. If I delete the volume, container will still run. If I delete the container, volume will be still there. Those are called as loosely coupled. What we are going to call it as? That's it. You can declare directory as a volume only while creating container. Sir, for example, you said volume is not, directory is nothing but volume. Volume is nothing but your directory, or directory is nothing but volume. For example, I create one container. Inside that container, if I go and create a directory, that will be directory only. It will not become volume. Remember, one main point you need to understand. Volume must be declared while creating container only. If I am creating the container, if I declare it as volume while creating container, it will be volume. But sir, after, if I create the container and if I go inside that, if I create a folder, that is folder only. It will not become volume. Have you got the base point here what I'm saying? That's it. We cannot create volume from existing container. That's now said, okay? If I create already one container, I cannot create volume from existing container. You can create volume only while creating the container. After creating the container, can we able to create volume? It's not possible. If you try to create the volume, it will be called as directory only. It is never going to be called as volume. We can share one volume across many containers that now I have shared. And volume will not be included when you update an image. Sir, for example, Docker file is automation way of creating image. If I write a Docker file, inside Docker file, I'll create a volume. What I'll create? When I try to update the image, I have already shown you how to update the image in last class. If I try to update the image, volume will not be included. You know how to update Docker image, right? How to update Docker image, tell me. You write some steps, you add one more step, you run the build command, that is image update only. Same tags we have given or not? If we give same tag, that is called as image updation. What we are going to call it as? Write this point. Image update means what? Image update means building the same Docker file, with same image name. Building the same Docker file with same image name. After adding new lines in Docker file. After adding new lines into the Docker file. The concept clear? Tell me what I said. What is the meaning of Docker image updation? Building the same Docker file with same image name. But when? After adding the new lines. If I don't add new line, if I try to update, it is not update actually. Okay, that's it. So volume will not be included on when you update the image. So here, for example, see, I have the container one. What I have, sir? Container one, if I create a volume, in container one, I am going to create one volume. What I am going to create? If I share the volume to container 2, if I add file on container 1, it will replicate to container 2. If I add file on container 2, it will replicate into container 1. Why it will happen? Because volume is same. Containers are different, but what is common here? Volume. Okay, I'll draw it on the diagrammatical way in order to explain better. Okay, so this one. For example, let's take a container here. It is what you call as your container 1. What it is called as? Same like this, I am also going to create container 2 as well. It is container 1, it is container 2. For this both, I am going to create a common volume. What I am going to create? Common volume. You can place it here if you want. Okay. I'm also taking the same sample. I'm going to place here as well. Okay. So now what will happen is it is container 1, sir. It is what? Container 1. Inside this container, what I create? Volume 1 I will create. What I create? Volume 1. This volume I am going to share. What I am going to do? Share. To which container I am going to share? To container 2. So this volume of container 1, I am going to share it to container 2. If you see here, what is different and what is common on this both? Container, sir. But what's the common point behind this both? Volume 1. Okay. So what will happen is, for example, in volume 1, I have 5 files. How many files? 5 files. The same 5 files will come to container 2 as well. Is it clear? Sir, now again, if I add a new file, on container 1, it will replicate to container 2. Why it will replicate, sir? Same volume. Again, if I add a new file to container 2, it will replicate to? What will happen? Same volume. Is the point clear for all of you? So let's go to the practical. First of all, let's create a, and one more thing, like 1 second. Daily history where I am giving for you. Okay. Daily GitHub, okay, I'll give it. These all are your previous classes. Okay, let me put it like this. So today we are going to create volumes, right? So first of all, what I'm going to do is, volume you can create on multiple ways. How many ways you want to learn? But on syllabus, I mentioned only few ways. Extra knowledge is equal to extra money. Definitely. Okay. So see here. First method, I'm going to teach you multiple methods. Use whatever you want. Option is yours. I'll teach all the methods I know and I worked on real time. Use whatever you want. First method is by using Docker file. Which one? So let's go here and create a Docker file. VM Docker file. In Docker file, first of all, what I need to give, sir? From. It is the base image. Now next, what I'm going to give? Volume, right? What is the name of the volume? Means volume 1. What is the name of the volume? Volume 1. Is it clear now? That's it. I'm not going to give anything. And for volume, you need to give slash here. Is the point clear? That's it. I'm not going to give anything. I just take one base image and I define volume. What is the name of the volume? So now I have Docker file. If I want to get image, first of all, how many images I have basically? One image. How to get image from the Docker file? Hey, Docker. I have Docker file. Create me an image. Docker build. So just to give Docker build -t. I am going to give the image name as Swiggy1. What I am going to give? Of course, you can put your name as well. Let me put my name. Okay. And what here I need to give, sir? Lastly, dot. What is the purpose of giving dot here? Because this Docker file is on current directory only. Hit enter. Is it came now? Now here, if you give Docker images, sir, in this Docker image called Raham1, what you will have, sir? You have a volume. What you have? Volume is an image. From the image, can you create container or not? If you create container from the image, volume will also going to come. So just check it now. Tell me the command to create a container. Docker run -it. What is the meaning of -it? Interactive terminal. What is the purpose of using interactive terminal? To go inside the container. So next I need to give -name. I am going to give it as container1. Okay. Next, what I need to give, sir? Image name. What is the name of the image? Swiggy. Sorry, not Swiggy, not Raham, right? Raham. This is what happened when you directly promote other brands. If you promote your brands, it will be fine. It will be reachable to all of you. But if you promote, so from now I'll promote only my brand. Okay. So just hit enter now. Is container created? Just give LL. What is the name of the volume? Volume 1. Are you seeing volume 1, sir? Go to volume 1. Inside volume 1, are you having any files? Just create 5 files. Touch, file, 1 dot dot, file. So I'm going to add some content to file 1. To file 1. I'm writing hi all. This is my spelling mistake, it's fine. Okay. This is my volume 1 on container 1. Just save it now. Sir, now are you having 5 files, sir? Come out of the container. How to come out of the container? Control PQ. If you give control PQ, you will be out of container and container is still on running state. So now just go here and give the command docker ps-a. Now, sir, you are having container 1. What you are having? Container 1. There is an ultimate command. There is an ultimate command to share the volume from one container to another container. You don't know the command. Forget about the command. You don't know the command, but still you want to share. I'll tell one thing. I want to share volume from container 1 to container 2. That means I need to create container 2 or not, sir? Tell me the command to create container 2. Docker run -it -, name container 2. And image what I need to use now? Hey, no. Raham image already having container volume, right? See, I have 2 images. How many images? In the 2 images, Raham image is already having the volume. If I give directly volume to the image, it will come volume, right? Then how can I share my volume? It is not going to work. So use Ubuntu. What you need to use? Ubuntu. It is the base command. So now when you want to share the volumes from container 1 to container 2, just to give -, volumes -from. Sir, from which container you are sharing the volume, sir? Container 1. Okay, you are sharing volumes from which container? Container 1. Is it clear? And sir, when you are sharing volume from one container to another container, we need to have some privileges. What we need to have? So give -, privileged is equal to true. But here space must be given. Is it clear now? First of all, if I directly tell this command, you will be confused. First of all, what I said, how to create the container command. You know that one. After that, what I write, sir, here, you are sharing volumes from which container? And you are giving the privileges to share the volume. Hit enter now. Is the container came now directly? LL. Are you seeing volume 1? Directly came. Now this volume 1 came from which container? Inside container 1. How many files I have created? Check this one. Are you seeing 5 files here? Cat file 1. Same content or not, sir? Now create 5 more files here. Touch file 6 dot dot 6 dot dot 10. Now how many files came, sir, here totally? These 5 files is also going to replicate to which container now? Why it will replicate to container 1? Same volume. Control PQ. Come here and just go here and give docker ps-a. You are having 2 containers now. Just to go to container 1. What is the command to go inside container 1? Docker attach. Okay. What is the name of the container? And you are directly inside volume 1. I think remaining files came, sir. That's it. Is the process clear now? First of all, you write what, sir? Docker file you wrote. What you wrote? Docker file. So I will give the Docker file as well. Cat Docker file. It is the thing. So after you write the Docker file, what you have given later? You build it. What you did? You built it. It is the command to build. After building that, what you have done, sir? After you have built, what you have done? Create a container. So you already have the command how to create a container. Oh, 1 second. It is the command. So after doing this one, what you done again? Inside container you create the files, but that part I am not going to write here. That part you write your own. If you want me to write, I'll write. Okay. So here create some files inside where? Container. Don't write the notes. Don't write it. Is the process clear? It is a method number 1. It is which one? So now method number 2 is from runtime. That means while creating the container, you can directly give the volume name. Is the first method clear, sir, for all of you? What is the method number 1? From the Docker file. Is the process clear for you? So method number 2, we are going to create volumes from runtime. From where? Runtime. Directly, sir, first of all, tell me the command to create the container 3. Docker run -it name container 3, and I need to give Ubuntu give. It's not Ubuntu, it's Ubuntu. Okay. So here you need to create a volume. How we need to create the volume is -v. What I am giving? And I am just giving volume 2 here. What I am giving? That's it. Process clear now? I'm not doing anything. I'm just giving hyphen and volume 2. Hit enter. Are you inside container now? Give LL. Are you seeing volume 2? Direct command or not? CD volume 2. Now create some files. Touch. Java files I am creating. 1.5. How many files I am creating? Come out of the container. Container PQ. So now we have container 3. What you have? Inside container 3, what you have done, sir? You created 5 files. Oh, wait. It is a command you have wrote. So you created volume 2. So CD volume 2 after going it. So create some files. What I am doing? Create some files. Okay. So next, what we need to do, sir? We need to and come out of it. You know how to come, right? So I'm not also going to write that one. Okay. Sir, now you want to share volume from container 3 to container 4. That means first of all you need to run the container 4 command. Tell me the command to create container number 4. Docker run -it -name container 4 and image Ubuntu. Sir, now I want to share volumes from which container? Container 3. So I need to give -. You can before or after, you can use wherever you want. That's not the issue. Okay. So I can give -, volumes. Volumes are volume. Volumes are volume. Volume, sure. Sure. What is there? But what you said? Volumes. Okay, so just give volumes. From which container you are sharing? Container number 3. And I need to give the permission. How to give the permission? -, privileged is equal to true. So now you can go and you can hit enter. Spelling wrong. 1 second. Privilege. And one more second. 1 second. Basically here what happened is already this file, this Docker container is not created. Just go on this one. Privileged. Is the container created now? What is the name of the volume? Volume 2. Are you seeing volume 2? CD volume 2. Inside volume 2, are you seeing Java 5 files? Now create some other files. Touch Java 6.10. Okay. Are you having 10 files now? Sir, automatically next 5 files are going to replicate to which container? Can we check it? Docker attach container 3. Directly you are on volume 2. Are you seeing the rest of the files now? It is the way of method number 2. Which method it is? Method number 2. Sorry, in method number 1, method number 2. Creating a volume is different, but sharing the volume from one container to another container is same. That's it. Okay, it is a standard command. This command will not change. Method of creating volumes might change, but this command is not going to. Is the process clear? That's it. So it is the method number 2. Which method it is? Now method number 3. From commands. From commands. Okay. Sir, now what you have done is you create the volume. What you have done, you create the volume during container runtime. But what I'll do, first of all, I'll create the volume, I'll attach to container. That thing also we can do. Is it clear? First of all, this time what I'll create volume first. Then later I'll attach volume to the, that is what you called as here, mounting. What we are going to call it as? Mounting. Volume mounting we need to call it as. Volume mounting. What is the meaning of mounting? Mounting means to attach actually, to go on top of it. So I'll create the volume locally, I'll attach to the container. So for this purpose, we need to learn some Docker commands. Sir, for example, if I want to see number of volumes I have, I want to see the number of volumes. What I want to see? Give the command Docker volumes ls. Oh, sorry, volume. Currently we have only 2 volumes, volume number 1 and volume number. If I want to create a new volume, the command is Docker volume create. I'm going to give the volume name as Raham. What is the name of the volume? Raham. Or just give Raham 1 volume. Is the volume came, sir? Check it now. You're seeing it or not? What is the command to check the list of volumes? Docker volume ls. What is the command to create a new volume? Docker volume create volume name. Sir, now here I want to get full information of a volume. What is the command to get a full information normally? Info not. As also I said. I'll give a couple of minutes search what is the command I said to see the full information of a particular object. Someone said it correct only. Inspect. What is the answer for it? Docker inspect is used to show the complete information of any object. If I give Docker inspect container name, it will show the container information. Check it, Docker inspect container 1. Now I'll get container 1 full information or not, sir? Same like I want to get the volume now. So the command is Docker volume inspect. What is the name of the volume? Raham 1. Are you seeing full information? It is a time our Docker container created. So we don't have any labels. Driver is local. That means volumes are creating on our Docker host locally. Where our volumes are going to create? Docker host locally. What is the name of the volume? Raham 1. And mount point means, sir, it is the place where your data is going to store. It is the place where your data is going to store. For example, I'll tell you. Docker volume inspect. What I'm going to tell you is, if I want to add some content to my Docker volume, I need to add on this path. CD, this path. Do you have any content here? Touch, I'm going to give local file. What I'm going to give? 1.5. Or let's instead of local file, just give mount files. What I'm going to give is mount files. And in mount file 1, I'm going to add the content like this. This file is mounted from locally. That's it. I'm just giving some content here. Okay. So now here what I'm going to give is this path, CD and path this one. So create some files. That's it. So now what I'm going to do is I want to add it to container. I want to add it to container 5 now. First of all, what I need to do now, I need to write the command for container 5. What is the command for container 5? Docker run -it -name container 5. And image is Ubuntu image. Now I am mounting, right? What I am doing? So when you are mounting, you need to give information like this. First of all, you need to give hyphen mount. What you need to give? Hyphen mount. Okay, you are mounting the volume. What you are doing? What is your source? Source. My source is Raham1. What is my source? And what is my destination? Destination, destination means inside container. What is the name you want? Inside the local file as well, I want the Raham1 only. See, here locally your volume is Raham1. But when it is mounted to container 1, what is the name you want to give again? Again, I want to give Raham1. Of course, you can give ABCD as well there. You can give ABCD. Now hit enter, see what will happen. Is it done, sir? First of all, it is the command up to create the Docker container file. You are mounting hyphen mount. What is your source volume? And in destination, that means inside container, what is the name you want? Raham1. Of course, you can give ABCD as well. Now give LL, sir. Are you seeing Raham1 here? CD Raham1. Are you seeing mount files here? Cat mount files 1. Seeing content or not? Now here what I'll do, I'll create some more files. Touch file mount file. Touch mount file 6 ... 10. Files names are here. Control PQ. Now you will be out of the container. You will be out of the container. So now if I give LL here, automatically inside the container I create files now. It will come to outside as well. Are you seeing the outside here? Basically, I created a mount point 6 to 10 on inside the container, but it is coming outside the container. So this is what you call as your mounting the volumes. What we are going to call it as. Now tell me, I want to mount this volume to one more container. Tell me the command. First of all, create a container. Docker run -it hyphen name container 6 namer. No. Okay. So here I need to give hyphen mount. Sir, I am mounting from which source, sir? Raham1, comma, destination is equal to, now this time I am giving ABCD. What I am giving, sir? That means inside the container, it is going to store on ABCD. I am giving image now, Ubuntu. Now are you seeing ABCD here? CD ABCD now. Are you seeing all files or not? If I create some more files, it will come to my local. It will come to my local. It is the way how we are going to deal the activities with the Docker volumes. Okay, is the mounting concept clear? So I'll give the ultimate command for mounting. It's the command. How many methods, sir? Which method it is? 20 method. Third method, which method? What is the method number 1? From Docker file. Method number 2? From runtime. Method number 3? That is called as mounting volume or like volume mounting. Is it clear, sir? So now if you see, I have done 2 examples on this mount too. Okay. First of all, local content I copied to container. Container content also I copied to local or not, sir? How I copied? How I copied that one? I haven't done that yet. See, I'll tell you, this one is now part 2. Inside volumes only part 2, not method, it is part 2. Now up to now what you have done is, from container to container, you copied the files. What you have done? Now what my requirement means, I want to copy content from container to my local. Where I want to copy the content? Local. Sir, now inside container file, I have the volume. What I have? What is the name of the volume? Raham1. Inside this Raham1, I have some content. I want to copy to my local. Simple command logically. I ask only one question. So now, if you give the command, we are inside the Raham1. Where we are inside? Inside Raham1, I have all these files. Same files will be on inside container or not, sir? Same files will be on inside container. That means container files and these files are same. Now I want to copy to my home path. Where I want to copy? What you can do, simply just you can give copy -r/root. Can we give it or not, sir? Copy *-r/root means what is the meaning of it? All these files are going to copy to root folder. Hit enter. cd/root, just give this one. Oh, sorry, cd/root. Okay. So now if you go and see here ll, all files came or not, sir? Simple logic understanding. What I had done is the copy command. Which command? Copy. So I am giving this one. But before that, you need to check from which volume you need to copy. How to check from which volume to copy? Can we give Docker volume ls? If I give Docker volume ls, this one also I am seeing sending. 1 second. So what I am doing is I am just giving Docker volume ls. Docker volume. So now I want to copy the content from Raham1. For that purpose, I need to give Docker volume inspect Raham1. So now I will go to this path. cd this path. If I go to this path, all the data inside the volume is storing here or not, sir? And here I will go and here I'll give this command. It is the process. I just said the command, but second time I said the process. First command is we need to check the list of volumes. It is the step number 1. And step number 2 is we need to inspect. After inspecting, what we will get? We will get the path. Okay. So this one. So you need to go to this particular path. And you need to give this command. So now you can copy the files from that particular container to your local. Is the concept clear? That's it. Now you copied the content from container to local and local to container. Both ways done or not, sir? I'll tell it one more way as well. That is called as part 3. Okay. Just like KGF part 1, part 2 and part 3. Okay. So now for example, tell sir here. In previous example, what you done? Inside container you have some files. That files you copy to local. Now my question is, I have some local files. Local files I want to copy to container. How I can do, sir? If you practice the last class, you can answer this question very easily. Docker file. Copy we can use. Okay, but we can use one more method as well. That is called as container to container sharing you have seen. Now I am going to show you host to container. Okay, part 3 is nothing but your 1 second. Let me write it as part 1. So from part 1, all you learn is how to share the volume from container to container. It is only container to container only. Now part 2, you have learned what? How to get the content from container to local. Container to local. Now on part 3, opposite. You are going to copy the content from local to container. Local or host, both is same. Okay, container. So now on my local, I'll go to one specific path. Okay, just to go to cd here, cd/home, go to EC2 user. Here are you seeing any files here? But of course you have some hidden files. Are you seeing hidden files? Apart from this file, try to create some files. Touch. I'm giving host files. What I'm giving? Host files 1.5. Now are you having 5 files? These files are on my host, on my local. I want to copy these files to container. Of course I can use copy. But instead of that one, I can use direct command. I can use what? Direct command. You know how to copy these files in Docker file. I'm not going to tell now because you know this one. But I'm going to tell one more new method that is called as, first of all, I want to copy these files to container number 6. How many containers I have totally? 6 is there, right? So now 7. PWD, inside you have all these files, you want to copy these files. Of course, along with this, you will get the hidden files as well. Docker run -it -name container 7 and you need to give Ubuntu. What you need to give? So here you need to give just only one thing, hyphen B. Hyphen B means what? So I am going to give the volume to the container. But what is the source? Inside home, inside EC2 user, I have some files. Inside container, just to copy these files to a volume called XYZ volume. What is the name of the volume? Here V for volume. So you are going to copy the files from which location? Host EC2. Why? Because we are on home EC2 user, right? So inside the container, what is the name of the volume you are going to set now? Hit enter. Are you seeing XYZ here? CD XYZ. Are you seeing some files here? Hidden files also came or not? Now again try to create some files. Touch host files. Host files 1.6.10. Now sir, automatically all these files will come to my local. Exit control PQ and give LL now. I got all the files or not? Means container and our host both are interlinked. Remember this point. By defaultly, write this. By defaultly, when you create a volume, I'll write it on top, very top. I'll write it. This by default, when we create a volume, the data is also going to store on host. By default, when you create a volume, the data is also going to store in host. What is the meaning of host? Where you install Docker. That's it. Is it clear now? So on Docker, how many ways we have learned? Container to container. How many ways I have said, sir? 3 ways. And second one is from second one is from container to local. 1 way I said. Third one, local to container. We have 2 ways. Already 1 way I said on last class. Now I am telling second way. So first one is from Docker file. You already know this one. I am not going to tell now. First one is from Docker file. Second one is from command. So I am going to give this one. First of all, cd/home EC2 hyphen user. What I am going to give? Touch file 1.5 I am giving, for example. So now ultimately you need to give one command, right? So it is a command. Okay. So now just to go cd/xyz and you need to give ll. So after that you can create some files. Create files, and these files are going to replicate to local. That's it. Okay. So that is about the volumes concept, but it is not done yet. We are not done. Why? Because you create the volumes. But I want to get the information about volume. What is the command I said? Docker volume inspect. Now I am going to tell about some commands about Docker system commands. Which command? Very, very important. What is the purpose of using Docker system command? Is to show the memory utilization of Docker components. Docker component means what? What is the meaning of Docker components? Hey, Docker components means, no man, it's architecture. I'm talking about what is the meaning of Docker components. Image is a Docker component or not? Container is a Docker component. Volume is also Docker component. This one. For example, sir, you create volume. You create container. I want to show, like I want to see how many number of total containers and how many number of total volumes and how many number of total images. You can do it on 2 ways. First of all, what you can do is you can run the command Docker info. What you can write? Docker info. If you give the command Docker info, it will get the every information of Docker. We go to top, how many containers we have? How many are running? How many images we have? 2. If we come here, we will be seeing volumes as well. Are you seeing like number of CPUs you have? 1 CPUs. So like this, you can see whatever the information you want, but it is not the complete information. It is not the complete information. For that purpose, what we can do is we can give the command docker system. What we can give? If you give the command docker system, oh, 1 second, docker system df. How many images I have, sir? 2 images. These 2 are active. What is the percentage of these images? 77.8 MB. How many containers I have? How many are active? What is size of the containers? Claimable also 0. What is how many volumes I have? And how many are active? Active means this volumes must be on usage. Active means what? Volume must be on usage. If I create a volume, docker volume, create, I'm gonna create Raham 2. What I'm gonna create? Now volume is created, but it is not on use. Total number of volumes are 4 only, but number of volumes are used 3. That means you have 4 volumes, but out of 4 volumes, how many volumes are working now? 1 volume is empty, like that. So total we have 69 bytes. Okay, like this. And build cache means cache we are going to store while we are updating the image. Are you getting information or not, sir? But still I am not sufficient. I want more and more information. What I want? First one I said docker info. What I said? Docker info. Second, I have given docker system df. Third command you can give docker system df but -v. What I am giving? If I give the same command, docker system -v, you will get pin to pin information. Okay. If you see, sir, in your docker system completely, how many images you have? 2 images. This image ID is there and it is created how many minutes ago? What is the size here? Shared size. And how many containers are using this image? Raham image is only used by 1 container. How many containers? But Ubuntu image is going to use by complete end-to-end information or not, sir? That's it. Now container space usage. Container space usage. It is the container, like it is the container ID. It is container number 7. Container number 7 created on 6 minutes ago. Status running from last 6 minutes. What is size of the container? 0. How many local volumes we have for container 7? 0. But container 6, how many volumes we have? 1. Container 5 we have? 1, like that. Of course, you can share multiple volumes to same container. Is it clear? So now container 6 having Raham 1 volume. Which volume? I want to share Raham 2 volume as well. What I want to share? How to share the volume? We can mount or not. Now see, for this container 6 I have only 1 volume. How many volume? I am going to mount volume number 2 as well. What is the command? Tell me. Docker volume. So docker run -it -- name container 6. Then -- mount source is equal to Raham 2 or 1. Anything is fine. Let me give 1, comma, destination. Destination is equal to, I am going to give it as ABCDEF Ubuntu. So now if you run this command, automatically you will get the error. Why? Because means already you have this container 6, right? You need not to create the container. You need to mount the volume. What you need to do? Then how to mount the volume to existing container? I need to give I already have 1 container. Like this is going to be assignment for you now. Okay, I'm not going to tell you why, because if I tell you, it will be very easy for you. But I want you to do this one and come tomorrow. But again, I'll explain this one last, like at the end of the class, like that. So now, how many volumes you have, sir? Here, 4 volumes. This volume 1 is having 2 links. That means this particular volume is going to attach to how many containers? And the size of the volume is 35 bytes. And this particular volume is going to attach to 2 containers, 0 bytes. But we don't have any content here. And RAM1 is attached to how many containers? What is the byte size? 34. Like this complete information is coming or not, sir? Okay. This is called as Docker system commands. And one more thing is Docker pull. I'm going to pull the image called Jenkins. How to pull the image? Jenkins means Jenkins colon LTS. Oh, 1 second. KINS. It is the command actually. 1 second. Repository may not exist. JNKINS. Okay. NS. It's a wrong command actually. I think Jenkins coming, sir. Along with what I'll do is I'll pull some other images. That is Amazon Linux. I'll pull CentOS also I can pull. Okay. Just to go here. Docker pull. I'm going to pull CentOS. What I'm going to pull? CentOS. Latest I'm going to pull. Are you getting CentOS image now? Just like Ubuntu, CentOS also an operating system flavor. But if you want to use Amazon Linux, you can also pull Amazon Linux. Docker pull Amazon Linux. Latest. Latest means it will get the new image. Are you getting it, sir? Now here my question is, RAM2 volume is not used by any container. You know this one. Okay. Give the command docker system df-v. If you see now, sir, this CentOS image is not using by any container. Okay. This Amazon Linux also not going to use by any. Jenkins also not going to use by any container. As well as this RAM2 is also not going to use by any containers. Now in real time what we will do is, whenever memory is increasing, we don't have sufficient memory. What we can do is, we can delete the resources which are not in use. I have some unused images or not, sir? I have some unused volumes or not, sir? These are not on use, but still it is going to consume my space. For that purpose, what you can run is, the command is docker system prune. What is the command? Prune is going to remove all the unused things. It is telling, warning, I am going to stop all the containers. I am going to, all networks are not in use. I am going to dangle all images. That means images which are not on use. Just to give Y and hit enter. So now if we give docker system df-v, what happened here? Nothing changed, right? Why nothing is changed, sir? Command is correct or not? Docker system, but we need to, no, this will remove all the stopped containers by default. It is okay, forgot about containers, but images need to be gone, right? Images need to be gone. See now, I like it one more time, docker system prune. Then it is not going, right? Why it is not going, sir? That's not my question. See, it is very clear. If I give docker system prune, it is going to remove all the stopped containers. It is going to remove all the unused networks. It is going to remove all the unused images. It is also going to remove all the, but why it is not removing? That's what my question. It might be. So I'll show like this, docker system prune. What is the meaning of prune? Remove unused data, but it is not removing, right? When you are not able to get some information properly, use this command. Shift insert and give help. For example, I want to get information about prune. So just to give docker system prune -- help. Now here if you see, are we seeing all the tags are here? If I give -- all, it is going to remove all the unused images. If I give -- force, it is going to remove all forceful. Now what I'll do is docker system prune -- volumes. What I'll give -- volumes. Yes. Is RAM2 gone now? Now I want to remove all the unused images. Oh, 1 second. Hyphen. Images or not. 1 second. Hyphen all I need to give. Just give Y. Is images gone now? See, Docker system prune is correct command, but we need to apply the tags here. What we need to apply? This is going to be very, very important. This part also I'm gonna give now. Where it is here. So Docker system prune. What happened? Okay. Docker system prune is a normal command. Docker system prune. If you want to remove all unused images, you need to give -a or hyphen all. Is it clear now? Perfect command. Okay, like this. Of course, you can also do filter, but it is not going to be helpful for you. And if you want to remove forcefully, just give -, force. -, force means it is going to remove forcefully. So just give Docker system prune -f force. Okay, like this. Sir, if you want to remove all the volumes which are unused volumes, then how you can do? What is the command, sir? Docker volume prune. So Docker system prune -, volumes. What is the purpose to remove? To remove unused volumes. Is it clear, sir? That's it. So these are some of the Docker system commands which you need to learn. Is the point clear now? That's it. So next concept is, so now what I'm going to do is, sir, if you want to do Jenkins setup, how much time it will take? Most hardly. Huh? Let's start with bench wise. First bench, how much time? 5, 10. Second, 5 minutes. Third, huh? 5. And last, backbenchers, 5 minutes. And last but one. But two? You only, you. 5, 10 minutes. And second row, how much time it will take? 5 minutes. And you? But trust me, I'm going to show you within less than 1 minute. Within less than 1 minute, you can create your Jenkins server. How I'll show it. First of all, sir, what is the main meaning of Docker image? Docker image will always consist of pre-installed packages. If I want to set up Jenkins, Jenkins need to be installed and Java need to be run. In Jenkins image, all these are predefined. In Jenkins image, all these are predefined. That means inside Jenkins image, you have Jenkins install, Java also install. Now, if you create a container from that image, you will get the server or not, sir? Try to do it. How to do it means, so give the command. Already have Jenkins image, Docker images. Let me check you have or not. I don't have image, but I'll get the image. Docker pull Jenkins /Jenkins :LTS. Without pulling, can we create a container, sir? No, but I'll show you how to create. I don't give pull, I'll just give run. What I'll give? Docker run -it -name. I'm going to give the images Jenkins container name. Okay. So now what happened is, first of all, I don't have this image. But even though, if I don't have image, if I do the run command, first of all, image will pull. Now container will come. See it? It is telling unable to find the images locally. First of all, it will pull. Next, your container is going to create. Pulling also not required. Directly you can give the command. That's it. Only this single command. Jenkins setup using Docker images. Only single commands are, that's it. How much time it has taken? Less than 30 seconds. So now how to connect means, you have the public IP address, right? Copy the PIP. Public IP address, and what is the port number? But remember, your server need to have port 880 enabled. If you don't enable it, won't come. Hit enter. Now you will get the Jenkins server, and I need to check the port number. Yeah. So it means what happened means I don't have port number 8080 enabled. When I don't have port number 8080 enabled, what I need to give? Go to this one, all traffic. Security, all traffic is there. Is it my address, perfect IP address, or 35.172.219? Okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me retry it. I'll remove these rules and I'll add the new rules. Edit inbound rules, remove this one. First of all, I'll give SSH. So later that I'll give all traffic. Instead of custom, put anywhere. But remember, if you put anywhere also, by default it will come custom only. Next I need to give outbound rules. It is inbound, huh? Okay, inbound rules. So next I need to go for outbound rules. Outbound rules, edit outbound rules. Remove this both. First of all, I need to give what? SH. This path already you know. Later that I need to give again all traffic and anywhere. So now remove this one and paste it one more time. Port number 8080. Not required. Unable to connect. So okay, if it is coming like this means remember there is something changed. If you see performed action check, server successfully attempt. Okay, what I'll do is give me 1 second. Okay, it is not coming. So that means we have a reason. Let me tell the reason. First of all, stop it. Okay, I have stopped this one. Docker images. I have this Jenkins, right? So I think this might be update. So whenever image is update, something will not come properly. What I'll do is I'll go to the Docker Hub. Just go to here, Docker Hub. I'll show how to create this account. Okay. Inside Docker Hub, I already have the credentials. So click on sign in. Let's type Jenkins here. Why? Because if image is updated, it will not work properly. We need to check this image is updated or not. Search for Jenkins. If this is Jenkins, yes. Last update 8 days ago. That means we have few updates. Yeah, this is. Here LTS-JDK is added. Previously it is not there. Okay. We are doing correct, but when the image update, sometimes it will not come. For that purpose, we need to use the latest image. Give this command. Now this image will come. Is the image came, sir? Now create container from this image. So instead of Jenkins, I'm going to give Jenkins 1. So hyphen LTS, I need to give what? Hyphen JDK 11. It will come now. That is the only difference. Okay. Is it working now? Wait. So now go to here and click on refresh now. Or remove this one and give it freshly. Better purpose. You have already the public IP address copy. Oh, no. What is the port number? Unable to connect. Might be new update needs some changes. I might think so. Jenkins is fully up and running. No need to recycle. It need to come actually. It is telling that. 1 second. Let me check the logs. Okay, there might be some update happening, right? So these are the issues, but let me check once. Tags. So if you see here, before one day it is updated, right? So after update, it is not working. So there might be some issues still. Here it is telling that 20.0. Okay, let me use this image if it possible. Just you control C, it will just stop it. Okay. I'm using the new image now. So Docker run -it -name container 8 I am giving. Okay. It is the name of the image. One second. What is the previous image I have given? Okay, same image. Okay. If this is also not came, there is something issue with the image. There is no issue. Okay. I got something. Stop. It will not come. Why? Because I need to do something here. Let me change the container name. Sorry, here I forgot one thing that is really very important actually. Jenkins you are creating. What is the port number for Jenkins? Just give -p 8080. Actually, we give the container name and container image, but we haven't given the port number. For that purpose, it is not coming. So I forgot this one 8080. Hit enter now. It will come now. So try to access this one. First 8080 is your, this 8080 is your container one or image one. If I give 8080, first of all, it is going to be your image one. And this one is going to be your container port number. Image port number is 8080. Container port number is 8080. So now just try to access. It will come now. Is it coming now? So this part actually I have missed this one, but it's okay. So now anyway we will get the initial secret password. Copy that one from there and give it here. That's it. So now your Jenkins setup is done. Sir, how much time you have spared, sir? Just only 1 minute, right? If I don't make the mistake, it will be only 1 minute, but it's 4 or 5 minutes now. But it's okay. Anyway, you can do it in less than 1 minute, right? But if I want to set it up, how much time it will take? Lot of time. So this is the what is the purpose of using Docker. If you use Docker, every work is going to be very easy for you. Sir, if you want to do setup manually, lot of time. Enter one session like this. So that is called as port forwarding concept. Which concept? Okay, but don't worry, I'll tell it on tomorrow's class as well. Okay, don't worry about it. So if you see here, are you seeing the dashboard, sir? Now Jenkins dashboard. That's it. It is the way. Okay. Just take you control pick. If you give control pick, you will be out of the container now. So what is we need to do now? And it is Docker day 3, right? Sure. Okay. I'll tell one small deployment concept. Okay, and we can finish the class for today. One small basic deployment, index.html deployment. Okay. So if you go to here Docker images, you are having all these images, right? And if you give Docker ps-a, are you seeing all the containers? Okay. Sir, if I want to remove all the images and containers, how can I remove? But before that, I'll tell the deployment first. To do the deployment, I'll create a Docker file. So rm-rf star and just to give vam Docker file. I have the code locally. I'll use the code here. Yeah, here it is. You know all these concepts from Ubuntu, you know it. Run, what is the purpose of using run command? to execute commands. Here what I am doing, I am updating the packages. Why? Because if you don't update package, nothing will install. Sir, I want to deploy a static web page. That means I need to have web server or not, sir? Web server means Apache 2. Are you seeing apt install Apache 2 now? And in Apache 2, you need to copy the content to var www.html. This path already you know. We have done on Ansible. Which class? In Ansible, you create one index.html and you have given to the var www.html. Now, I'll create index.html locally. Why? Because copy is to copy the files from local to container. So inside container in this path, first of all, inside container I install HTTPD Apache 2. If I install Apache 2, this path will by default come. I am copying index.html to this particular path. Now I am using CMD. What I am using, sir? User bin Apache CTL means Apache CTL is the command line tool. For Docker, what is the command line tool? Docker. For Git, what is the command line tool? Git. For Ansible, what is the command line tool? For Apache as well, the command line tool is Apache. Okay. From the command line tool Apache, -d means detach mode. Which mode? Detach mode means your server will create, your container will create, but it will be out of the container only. It will be where? Now I am running the container on foreground. Where I am running, sir? From the Apache CTL command, I am detaching the container. Detaching means your container will create, but you will be out of the container. And you are running this service on foreground. Where you are running, sir? That means. So now here VIM, you know how to create index.html, right? Already I have some code on locally. So just let me give my code. If you don't know code, how to create your code, sir? Have you said this one? How to create your own code? Go to 33 schools and copy the code from there. Here I have code locally. I need not to go 33 schools. Copy this here and paste it here. So now what I have done is I have the Docker file. Now I can create image. What I can create? Docker. First of all, I'll explain the pattern here. I want to run one application, sir. I want to run one front-end application, not back-end, only front-end now. So on the application, first of all, you need to have the code. What you need to have the code? This source code, I am going to create an image. This source code, I am going to create from the image, I will run a container. That means my application is going to run on. To create image, what you need to have? Docker file. What you need to have, sir? If I have Docker file, if I give build, the image will come or not, sir? That's it. So I have Docker file, just to give build Docker, build -t. I am going to give it as RV1. RV1 means Raham V1. Just a good tag. Today we have seen first of all volumes concept, later we have seen system commands, next Jenkins setup, and finally this one, right? Only 4 concepts. Okay. What is the command to create container now? Tell me. Docker. One second. Docker run -it. ITD I am giving. ITD means detach mode. Which mode? Your container will create, but it will be out of the container. -name. I am going to give my name as app1. Which one? So image. What is the image I need to give? RV1. Okay. But sir, before this one, I need to give the port number. That means my application need to be run on which port number? 80 is your index like HTTPD port number. You are using HTTPD, right? HTTPD port number is 80, and my application is going to run on port number 90. 80 is your image port number. Which port number? And 90 is your application. Sir, 80 should be fixed. Why? Because you are using HTTPD. What you are using? What is the port number for HTTPD? This 90 can change. hit enter. You get the container now. Docker ps -e. Check whether the container is running or not. Is my container running now? This container running or not, sir? Up 6 seconds ago. So now copy the server IP address. Why? Because application is inside the container, but container is inside the server. Copy the server public IP address. What is the port number, sir? 90. Container port number. Image port number not. You see what is happening, sir? Is your application running? No. But instead of 90, I'm just giving 80 now. What I'm giving? Is it running now? No. So what I'll do is, I'll use the same command I'll use, but I'll reverse the values. Here I'm giving 90, but here I'm giving now 80. Check it now. Oh, 1 second. App 1 is already there, right? So I'm giving app 2. Okay. Is it done now? Go here and check refresh now. It is not coming. Why it is not coming means, what is the port number we have given? 90. Try again. Is it coming, sir? No, why it is not coming? We need to install. Where to install? We have installed, right? Apt install Apache 2. But why it is not coming? Like, what might be the reason? Just to give 80 here. Is it coming, sir? No, I'll make it very clear for you. I'll create this container one more time. So first of all, I'll delete these 2 containers and create the new container. What is the command means? Docker. First of all, stop the container. Docker stop app 1 and app 2. So these both containers are going to stop. If you want to delete the container, first of all, you need to stop the container. I'll give 80. Okay. So now just give RM. What I'm giving? RM. Is it done now? Now create this one, but sir, instead of now 80 like 90 I'm giving just 80. What I'm giving? Just check it now. 80. Create it now. So now is your container running now? Check it. Is it up and running now? Go to here and remove all this stuff. I'm going to remove all this and I'm going to give it freshly. Copy the public IP address. What is the port numbers are here now? I have given only 80. Is it working fine now? So now I'll do it one more time. Just see, like you need to understand the concept. Which port number is allocating for what? Now instead of 80, I'm going to give 81 now. What I'm going to give? Oh, 1 second. App is already there, right? App 2. Now copy the same public IP address. So now this time, what is the port number for my container? 81. Application coming. Now this time I'll create one more container. But this time with app number 3. But port number. Now you tell me what is the container port and what is the image port, sir? Left one and right one. Which one is container port? Left or right? For you, it is right. Correct only. You said correct only. Because you are sitting alternate, right? So your first port is always going to be your container port. Which port? Second port is going to be your image port. Which port? Is it clear, sir? Now? That's it. Check it now. Even though if you want to access the application, you can access the application. Open your mobiles, all of you. 82. Copy the public IP address and check with the 3 ports. How many ports I have given here? 3. I'll give the where it is. So this one. I have given ports, right? Access with 3 ports. 80 port, 81 port, 82 port. You will get the application now. Are you getting it, sir? With all 3 ports. So now you can access application from wherever you want. Even if you are living on US, you can access the application still. So this is how the live deployment is going. But here we have done manually. How we have done? Tomorrow I'm going to show you automation. Okay. So deploying a web application. Deploy basic web app. First of all, you need to run Docker file. What you need to run? Docker file. Inside Docker file, you need to give the code actually. So already we have the code here. Cat Docker file. So when you have the code, first of all, what you need to do, sir? Build the image. What you need to do? Build the image. What is the command? Docker build -t image name dot. So after that, I need to run the command. It is the command actually. Port numbers is your wish. Port number is up to your wish. So here I am writing it clearly. Here writing it clearly. 82 is your container port. Which port? And 80 is your image port. This is called as port to forwarding concept. Which concept? And one more thing is 80 will not change. Why? Because why it is 80 means inside here you have installed HTTPD. What is the port number for HTTPD? 80. For that purpose, it is not going to change. Is it clear now? That's it. So today class, what we have learned? Docker volumes. In Docker volumes, how many parts I have said? 3 parts. First one is container to container. Second one is container to local. Third one is local to container. In part 1, again, 3 subparts. By using Docker file from runtime, from commands. In part 2, we have only one concept. Again, part 3. First one is Docker file. Second one is normal command. Next, we have seen Docker system commands. And after that, we have seen Jenkins setup. Finally, we have seen Docker basic deployment. Okay, that's it. So now in this class, are you having any doubts or queries? Okay. 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 I got it. Wait. What do you want now? MariaDB, right? See the tags here? Run this one directly. You will get it. Whenever if you don't know any command, directly go for official documentation. You will get every step there. So here you have document, right? So create a network, inside network, create the MariaDB now. You will get it. So GitHub. What is your repository name? So any doubts or any queries from your end now? Don't we have any doubts or queries? First of all, before doubts or queries, how the class today? Are you able to understand what I said? Okay. So now I want a clarity. So in last couple of days, I have taken the class up to 1.5 hours. How you felt for 1.5 hour class? Is it fine for 1.5 hours? If you are fine with 1.5 hours, I'll cover 1.5 hours. Or if you are fine with 1 hour 15 minutes, I'll go with 1 hour 15 minutes only. 1 hour? How many of you want 1.5 hours? Raise your hands. Okay, lot of people are for 1.5 hours only. Okay then, let's see. 10:30 AM new. It is Docker day 3, right? This one? 2 hours and okay na? Man, you might listen for 2 hours, but even I have some throat, okay? Even I'm a human, I need to tell, right? Okay, so then that's it, guys. Let's meet on tomorrow's class. And now, see, I'll give one basic task. Write the task for today. Where you are going? Write the task. Create 3 servers. Create 3 servers. And do deployment on all 3 servers. And do deployment on all 3 servers. Okay. In first server, you need to run Swiggy version 1.0. In first server, what you need to run? Swiggy version 1.0. In second server, Swiggy 2.0. Or don't write Swiggy. Just to give DevOps by Raham, application name. In first server, DevOps by Raham, application number 1. See like this, okay? Version 1.0, version 2.0, version 3.0. 3 servers, how many servers? Server number 1, version 1.0. Server number 2, 2.0. Server number 3, you know how to take the source code, right? Just go for index.html. Or like W3 schools. Type this. Index.html. If you go to this one, are you getting the first link here? Don't do anything. Just okay, 1 second. I'll write like this. Index.html basic code. Okay, here you have lot of examples. Are you seeing this one? So these are lot of examples. You can take any of the example. But sir, if you want to use this one, I'll give my code as well. I have local code, right? I can directly give this code. But remember, you need to change the versions. For server number 1, which version you need to give? For server number 2, 2.0. Server number 3. In server number 1, port number is 80. Server number 2, port number is 81. Server number 3, port number is 83. That's the stuff for today. I'm also giving index.html here. It is index.html code, and finally I'm going to give the history as well. I think we no need to have history because I am writing each and everything on your notes, but yet I'll give. Just go now. That's it. So thanks guys. Thanks for joining today. We'll meet you on tomorrow's class. But you need to go out of the lab after completing this task today. Okay? That's it. Even I'm also coming. I'll join with you.